the last NATA for this year, that is the third and the final NATA for this year, has finally been concluded. And both the sessions has been completed, and it's for a small brief question paper analysis of the same that we have come. We hope that this particular video that we are doing would be useful, not just for students who have attempted this year, but also students who are trying to get into BR courses via NATA the next year also. Hello, everyone. This is Suraj, and we also have with us our academic head at THiNC Institute of Design, Sachin sir. Hello, Sachin sir.
Hi, everyone.
Yes. So we'll be looking into both the question papers. We do not have all the questions, as most of you already know. So whatever we have got, we've collected from our students is what we would be sharing. Okay. So we tried to figure out, like, generally, was there any particular subject or any particular area that students felt difficult? Yeah, this was only the poll about the morning session. So we could not find, to be frank, we could not find any particular topic which was actually difficult for students. So we think that for different students, for different candidates, the tough topics were actually different. That's what we are understanding. That's what we are concluding, because everyone had a different opinion about the difficult subject. So when somebody asked about the observation question, they said that the observation question was a bit difficult. For somebody, it was the physics questions that were unexpected, so on and so forth. So it sort of varies. We couldn't find any regular sort of or unexpected pattern that could come. To everyone who has joined in this live, you can let your opinion and how you felt about the exams and all. Please do not hesitate to share it in the live chat box. Moving on. So one of the very interesting things that we felt was that some of them said that the exam was relatively easier compared to the second NATA. But interestingly, there were also students who felt that it was a bit more tougher compared to the second NATA. So we would also love to know what the viewers had actually felt. If you have written the NATA, whichever sessions you had written, how did you feel it? Was it a little bit more easier? Was it a little bit more tougher? Please do let us know in the chat box. Now, there were more questions from geometry and mensuration and all than expected. I think there was a little bit of reduced number of questions in the first NATA, but in the second and third one, it has caught up that topic, and it's one of the most regularly asked questions in terms of NATA exams, geometry, mensuration, and all. Observations, I think, thankfully, compared to the second NATA, this time it was relatively easier. The riddles question, the very famous riddles questions of 2021 are back. So those kinds of questions were also asked. I think we have one interesting question also, which we would discuss in the coming slides. Then arithmetic questions were more, reading comprehensions were okay. Physics questions. This is a trend that we've been seeing in this year. The number of questions in physics has been increasing. So there is a little bit more higher amount of importance that they had given to physics questions. Arc awareness questions were all mostly as expected. In a few centers, we had heard that there was some network issues or probably laptop or computer issues that students had faced. Yes, I think that's the overall summary of it. Now, coming to the various topics. So arc awareness, I think most of them had told that most of the students had told that it were mostly as expected. So what are the things that you usually find? Mostly monuments, mostly very important, famous monuments is what you find. Then World Heritage Centers or identification of any particular buildings. Then you need to identify certain parts of certain buildings. Images might be given, or you will have to arrange them as per the order, like plinth, roof, sill, lintel, and all. Different levels in a particular building were given. You had to, put them in an order. Parts like dado, skirting, and all were asked. So these are typically the kind of questions that we find in architecture awareness, right? So I think that sort of remained pretty much as expected. I think something which stands out, two questions would be standard dimensions of car parking and the general ratio of a pedestrian ramp's slope. I think those were the ones that was a little bit out of place. In terms of Victoria Memorial question, World Heritage City, first World Heritage City in India, and all are sort of expected questions that you find in arc awareness. Moving on to GK, even though it's a bit difficult to, frankly speaking, differentiate between arc awareness and GK, especially in arc awareness in NATA examinations. Some of the questions were a bit tricky or a bit unexpected. Like, for example, the first Indian to win the Booker Prize and all was unexpected. Then government scheme related question on Ghats of Varanasi was expected because it was put into the UNESCO's tentative list very, very recently, right? Then another common question which we usually find is logos. I hope you could all answer the logos based question properly. It has become a very common sight, not just in architecture exams, but I think if you've written the UCD exams and also even design exams also, you find a lot of logo based questions. Then I think, yeah, that's it. So mostly even the caves based questions and all are sort of expected, right? Then physics questions were there. Physics questions, the number of questions that are being asked in physics is, we have seen a continuous increase in these three NATAs. Okay. So how was all of yours NATA? Please let us know in the chat box. Was it easy? Was it tough? Which topic did you feel was the toughest? Was it arithmetic or which topic did you feel as the most difficult? Please to let us know in the live chat box. Yes, to take on about the topics from now on, we would have our academic head Sachin sir, who has also joined to talk about the rest of the topics. Hello sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You're
sir.
audible. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, sir. Your sound is good to go.
Okay, fine. So hi everyone. So Suraj sir has mentioned about the architectural awareness, GK kind of questions. So let's move on to the another major topics like design awareness, or again the painting related question, and English category of questions. So you all know past last year also and this year NATA examination has a very good number of design awareness related questions. So especially the principle of composition question, color theory, color psychology. So such kind of questions were there. So from first NATA, this year's first NATA and also the second NATA examination have a very good number of principle of composition like MSQ, the multiple select category of questions. So majority of the questions of multiple select question, I think it was from principle of composition. And that was one of the a difficulty. Most of the students find difficulty to get the proper answer, the correct answer for that such category of question, the principle of composition, multiple select question. So this time also the same principle of composition related questions were there. And this time they have like some of the questions which we have got from our students were match the following type. So usually it was the multiple select question, but this time it was match the following question, in which there will be some means notations like wordings in which hierarchy, emphasis, symmetrical, such kind of principle of design oriented words were there, and you have to match with the correct meaning. So that was one question. And another was the feelings with the images, what that a particular image depict with, or which kind of emotion, or which kind of feeling it's been sharing. So such kind of questions were there. Then a question like what is rhythm, and identify which are the achromatic colors. Again, color theory related question. Again, color theory questions are always a part of architectural awareness, whether JEE paper 2, NATA examination, such kind of color theory questions were there. So overall, design awareness category questions were principle of composition, color psychology, or color theory oriented question. So when it comes to painting, I think painting was also an important topic. So most of the time we considered paintings as design oriented exam questions. I think in the last years also there were no such kind of that kind of painting oriented question, too much of painting oriented questions in NATA examination. We only expect such kind of question in design examination like NID use it. But this time surprisingly they have included in, I think in every session, first session, second session, or third session, there was a painting related question. So I think such kind of topic, painting related or artist, so artistic, so such kind of questions has become a vital part of NATA examination this year. And also one of the most repeatedly asked category of topic, the painting. So this time a question was about Starry Night Over the Rhone, and whose Scott is a drawing is simply a line going for a walk, and identify the type of paintings, or a disintegration of persistence of memory. So is the painting of which artist, movement or style of screen painting. So such kind of painting related questions were there. So I think for the upcoming year also they might repeat such kind of topics, the painting related kind of topics. So do study such kind of things also, not only architecture or pure architecture kind of questions. these kind of paintings, art, culture oriented questions were included in this year's NATA examination. So when it comes to comprehension, I think 2 years back, NATA was basically an aptitude test which consists of quantitative aptitude or mathematics, architectural awareness, logical reasoning, such kind of questions. But uh, last time also they have included language section, and this time also they have included the language section, and there was passage comprehension related question, correct spelling oriented question. So it also they have given quite some interesting weightage to the language topic also. So this time comprehension related or spelling oriented questions were there. And I think that I can see some kind of questions in the live chat box. So I am in 12 now and I'm preparing for NATA. Should I focus more on 12 or on NATA? So Shailesh, it's always up to you. So decision is always up to you. But preparing along with your 12th is also a good option. Like you should not spend any other separate time for that. Or you can prepare along with your studies. So that is also a good option for you. Along with 12th, you should prepare for the NATA examination. That also is choice, but again, it's up to you whether you can go with the board examination, board exam preparations. So such kind of things is also really important when it comes to the examination point of view. So if everything is fine for you, it's if you think you can spare a little amount. I don't think like you have to sit for hours and hours and hours to study examination like NATA. So NATA is basically an aptitude test in which you should spend a little bit of time, not that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 hours to spend in order to crack, but this time you have just spending on this particular topic, it has to be that. That's the only one thing. So again, think instead of design is starting its be it as also regular repeaters batches, which will be the continuous classes. We have both online and offline sessions. So those who wish to prepare. So if you think like this year's NATA examination uh, is not that you have expected, so definitely you can go for it. Definitely think instead of design. Must be an option for you to go for a regular or repeaters batch classes. We have online classes, we have offline classes, we have a very good team of faculties to help you, mentors to help you, different kind of examination, online examinations, task, test. So we have such kind of things also. Okay, so again, let's come back to the our topic like again. So next is the arithmetic and non-verbal reasoning questions. So I think in the first point itself, Suraj has mentioned this time the third NATA examination has a majority of mensuration oriented questions, geometry oriented questions was there. I think from lot of the students we got that such a point like comparing to the first NATA and second NATA, there was more geometry oriented question and more mensuration like area, volume, perimeter, or mensuration related questions were there, and the number of questions asked was more comparing to first and second. So also the basic arithmetic aptitude questions was there. So one was related to like A beats B in 60, 100-meter race by 60 meters, B beats C in 500-meter race by 50 meters. Then by how many meters does A beat C in a 400-meter race? So such kind of questions were there, and simple interest related questions were there. And one puzzle oriented questions they have been asked was, a man is trapped in a room and he needs to escape through one of 4 doors. Which of the following doors would he choose? So the same question has been asked in the last year examination. The previous year, the same question has been asked. So I think again, the one point we just have to keep it in mind that they have been also asking questions from the previous year also. So previous year question solving is also an important key for the preparation of these such kind of examinations. So it's really important to go for the previous year question papers to know the pattern, and also so there might be a chance to ask the repeated question. Again, in the JE examination also we have seen in the non-verbal reasoning question, there are a lot of repeatedly asked questions in the aptitude section. So previous year question papers are really important if we take any examination, NATA, JE paper 2. So previous year question papers are really important. And another basic question was how many meter square is 1 acre? So such kind of questions was also there in this year's NATA examination. Okay. So that's the overall perspective of these kind of topics like architect. We have discussed about the architecture awareness, GK, arithmetic, non-verbal, design awareness, language. So, uh, so the third and final examination is over. So there has been a mixed response. So some of the students has been uh, considering this examination as easy, some of them in medium, some of they it was like quite like the first and second examination. We are also getting a mixed review from student side also. So so I think Suraj sir can definitely add some more points to this. So sir.
Yeah, I think that should be it. I think there are some good important lessons that we had to learn from all these three NATA: the importance of observation-based questions, the importance of arithmetic aptitude, and doing all sorts of topics and covering that up. And I think regarding this question that Shailesh had asked, probably you can figure out one or two of the important topics that you feel you are weak at or you are difficult at. You can start focusing on that, and you can focus a little bit more and be ready for the next exam that you are coming up. It's always good to prepare early as possible. Okay, so we hope this particular discussion was useful for every one of you, especially also to the students who are going to write for the next 2023 exams. We have our new batches that are starting for those exams that are coming up in 2023. If you have any doubts, you can contact us at these numbers that are provided: 8086 11488. Also, we would love to know how you felt about the kind of material that we had provided, the kind of curiosity quizzes that we had conducted and things like that. So we would love to listen to what you felt and things like that. You can put them up in the comment box. Okay. Anything else to add, Sachin sir, or is that it? Can we?
Yes. So I think the examinations are over. So now it's time to talk about the counseling process. I think all students have confusion, concerns regarding the upcoming counseling process. So definitely I would like to add on like THiNC Institute of Design is coming up with more kind of updates on different kind of universities counseling process or the state counseling process. So definitely we will give an up-to-date details or help regarding the counseling process. So this year's architecture examinations are over. So let's get ready for the counseling process. So that's the only thing I would like to add. So mainly, so do subscribe our channel for such kind of updated content. So that's the only point I would like to add this time.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for adding that valuable point, and try to apply to as many colleges, as many campuses as possible, so that at the end or at the 11th hour, you do not feel like, oh, I should have applied and I could not. Okay, so I think that would be it. We'll be coming up with further lives regarding admissions, counseling processes of various campuses, colleges, and all. We hope you're having a good time with us. See you in the next session. Until then, thank you, everyone. Thank you, host.